I would say I feel like the most anxious like right before like tests or like major like exams and stuff, just because I think I'm like really scared about like the idea of failing or like failing the test or like failing the class and stuff. So
And what do you do to overcome anxiety in general?
I honestly like to do, I just try to do the things that I know I like and that brings me happiness. So like listening to music or just like taking a break to talk to friends and stuff, just kind of like de-stress, I guess. And then for like other things, like just realize what I can control and what I can't control to kind of help with that, I guess.
I think what makes me most anxious is not being able to help people and to do as much as I want to do before I die, and to not help as many people as I can before I pass away. And it's just something that, for me, that's the hardest thing is I want to do all these things, but I got to pick which things I want to do and how many people I can help and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm at. I've just learned to take life one step at a time and to keep myself grounded in the way of, instead of going for either money or a paycheck or trying to get that, new thing that's going to help me or, make me happy for a little bit, I really want to just help people and just knowing like, okay, if this is going to help people make an impact, and that's what I want to do.
I think the thing that makes me most anxious is the unknown. I think dealing with that is a pretty difficult thing to do. What I do try to do is maybe just accept that everything has a purpose and it's going to come to me, and I hope the best to make out of every situation that comes.
I think that the thing that makes me most anxious is probably when I know that I have a lot on my plate. Like maybe it's a lot of work to do for school, or I just know that I have a lot to get done. Maybe it's texting people back, checking emails, whatever it is. And what really helps me is just being able to set aside some time, like maybe going to the library or just sitting in my dorm room, and you're just able to like bust out all that work that you know you have to do. And just the feeling after that, it's like so satisfying having all that weight gone, like when you finish all your homework.
I'd say I get most anxious about schoolwork and my classes, and what I do to get rid of that anxiousness is just by going to the beach, or I really like just having alone time or hanging out with my roommates and my friends. And another thing that makes me anxious was, back in high school I played volleyball, and just going on the court in front of like a crowd of people was very nerve-wracking, and I would just like take a deep breath and just like remember that like it's all gonna be okay. But yeah, just relaxation is very important.
I think what makes me most anxious is how in today's society we're living every day so fast and quick, and we have certain expectation to live up to. So I think that's one of the reason why I have certain goals in mind to achieve, and I deal with it by how I perceive or interpret things. I often think about a way how I could change the way I could think about it and change the perception I view it, so that makes me help on like how I focus on things and to view it in a certain way that I don't have to really think too much about it, or to think not too much of big of a deal or something. So yeah.
So the question was what makes me the most anxious, and I would personally say doing well in classes and school, and I have an exam later this week, so just anxious about doing well is what I would say. But how I handle it is just spending time with my friends, listening to music, getting away from the academic scene for a bit usually helps like calm my nerves.
Yeah, so what makes me the most anxious in life is just trying to figure out my schedule. I've always had really bad time management. The way I handle it is I prioritize God in my life, I prioritize Jesus, and the rest just seems to fall into place for me. So it seems to just work out, and I love that it does that. So I appreciate you. Have a good night.
So in Inside Out 2, right, anxiety tries to take control over Riley, right, the main character. Yeah. Right. And we want to just talk about how like anxiety can take control over your life.
Yeah, anxiety has been a big part of my life. We have been stressed with like due dates, upcoming tests, exams, and things.
in life that just makes us worry about what's gonna happen, what's gonna do to us. So yes, for sure, anxiety is like a big topic to talk about, and mental health is for sure like a big topic to talk about today.
In the movie, right, Riley, she has friends at the beginning, but she tries to
Push them off.
yeah, and then she tries to go about it in a different way where she goes with people who don't really have her best interest at heart, right?
Right.
And don't really care about her, right? Because she's trying to people please, right?
Yeah, they just look at Rayleigh for her skills and ability, but not actually inside
Yeah.
of her characteristics and traits.
And why? How does that relate to real life?
I guess like people always want to like hang out with cool kids, and it's like I always want to be around with people who they want to be like, or like upper echelon
Right.
in a way.
People who
Higher status, higher
Yeah.
finance.
right, like people who you think will make you cool, right?
Yeah.
Right, and popular, right?
Like yeah, cool uncool, better.
Yeah, that's why it's best to just hang out with people who actually do have your best interests at heart and actually do love you for who you are, right?
That's true. But the thing is, it's hard to do that in today's society. It's gonna be easy for you to do that when you're like younger, because like you don't really get to know a lot of people yet, and that social network is kind of small. So I think the older you get, it's harder for you to meet the people who actually view you as you, because it's like, of course, the first thing we look is appearance. So I think that's why it's harder for us.
Yep,
Not
that's
just
very true.
because
Yep.
we're like older and we are in society. It's like conceptualized to view that way, but it's like more like habitual. It's like more natural for us to kind of like not be that way, but it's like natural for us to have the like status quo, that view.
Yeah. Another theme in the movie is that like anxiety can take your joy away from you, right?
Yes.
So how do we make sure that when we pursue something that we're not giving in to anxiety and we're instead we take joy into consideration?
I think I don't think anxiety itself is a issue, but if it takes you, like overcome and controls you, that could be like,
I agree, because anxiety has good aspects to it.
Yeah.
And you see that at the end of the movie, right, where like they have a place for anxiety, but it's not like controlling 95% of your brain. Right.
Like I'm taking psychology, and I think I heard from somewhere that at a certain level of stress or like anxiety is good for you. It like helps you to better life and well-being, but too much of a good thing is a bad thing. There's a quote saying that, and I believe that quote, like at a certain level of good thing is good, but if it passes a certain point, even a good thing can turn into a bad thing. Like eating too much. What else?
And the list goes on.
Sleeping too much. It also says in the Bible.
Right.
Not to be lazy.
Right, that's true too.
Why do we feel anxiety in the first place?
Why do we feel anxiety? But like you said, like anxiety itself isn't.
I think it stems from survival mechanism, like fight or flight. It's like if we see a bear, our first instinct to either fight it or fly. Which also, I think, it's intertwined with the emotion of anxiety. Because we have anxiety, it's like kicks the stimulus to like act a certain way. It's like helping us to prevent something or help us to inquire something.
That's a very good point.
It's like
a lot of cool points.
Anxiety, I don't like the word anxiety. Anxiety is like stress overcomes you.
Okay.
I like to view it more as like
fear, just fear. itself?
Pressure.
Pressure.
Pressure is like, you know how pressures can create.
And it's a good thing you're saying pressure.
Pressure. It could create diamonds.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty cliche to say, but I really believe that pressure is like good. It's like even in David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me, it also says the more you beat yourself, the more you hurt yourself and no pain, you could overcome hardship and overcome troubles in life. But you gotta stop being soft. And I think I'm like separating from the idea of anxiety, that pressure can build up a person that could overcome anxiety, or rather problem. So I think anxiety stems from having too much of a problem, but pressure is like something you can like overcome, like an obstacle.
Yeah.
But anxiety is like, what is it, taking on too much. So I like to view it more as like pressure, which is like still manageable and kind of feasible. It's like doable in a way. But I guess like anxiety is something I just feel like overwhelmed rather. Yeah. So that's my thoughts on anxiety.